y'all? Welcome back to the Carpenters Apprentice. We're here today. Oh my God, what a day. Thank you, Lord. My friend, tell people who you are and what we're doing here. I'll hold the mic for you.
My name is Gabriel Mendez. I represent My CBDB. We do health and wellness alternatives to traditional medicine, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
I really appreciate it. My friend, look, we got a lot of product, so let's get into it. First things first, how did you guys decide to come up with this company? What inspired you to get here, even in the first place?
Okay, great question. So I looked into a lot of kind of alternatives to traditional medicine. My mom had cancer maybe like 4 years ago, a little bit longer than that. It was ovarian cancer, then became breast cancer. So I was looking for ways that my mom could be a little bit more easier going. My mom never liked the whole idea of marijuana. She didn't like the whole kind of psychoactive effect, but she would like the way it made her body feel as far as to be a little bit more easier going and not so dependent on medication. So what I decided to do was I started to, go to conventions, and I started discovering CBD products and seeing how they were kind of changing lives, primarily on the West Coast. And then I decided to kind of implement that into Texas before it became a thing. So we've been doing this since 2017. My goal is just kind of to take the whole CBGB's ideology behind being like an alternative to getting your fix. Yeah, CBGB's was actually a venue in the Lower East Side of New York City. I'm a big hardcore metal fan, so I love music, and everything that we have, we kind of incorporate it into our products too, and also into our branding. But I basically wanted to do an alternative to be able to get your fix for medicine versus you having to go somewhere mainstream. So the independent source would be CBDBs, to get your, kind of cannabidiols that way. So we ended up going ahead and kind of flipping the script and doing the CBDB Alamo. Since then, we've now launched the CBDB H-Town, and we're looking on doing an Austin one. So I get back and forth from here to Austin, but we primarily just concentrate on Houston, Austin, and San Antonio at the moment, and we've been doing that since 2017, and we're just trying to get with like-minded visionaries who want to make some products with CBD and kind of power up their products and allow them to, help some people change some lives and save some lives at the same time.
How does it feel for you to know that you're liberating people from, I would say, the stronghold of pharmaceutical products and from just a lot of bad stuff that goes on that CBD seems to have a positive effect on?
Yeah, I mean, it feels great. I mean, ideally, I went to school for radio, television, and film, and I've always wanted to do something with like products that would be, not necessarily like shady, not necessarily like you feel like, oh, you got to buy into some type of idea. I wanted to sell something that would allow people to be a little bit more easier going and to help them. And I've noticed that CBDB has not only helped me, but helped my family. And now I'm able to help other people's families with being able to worm off of some medications that Big Pharma, unfortunately kind of shoves as like your only option sometimes, and there are other options out there. Except, some people can't tell you all your options, That's why it's always a one-sided view towards everything. But I am greatly honored and thrilled the way that this kind of segue is going from being illegal to being legal to being not regulated to being regulated. I've done several different other products and ventures in my life, including electronic cigarettes prior to this, and we were one of the first to bring them into San Antonio. Me and my buddy Randy Sterling, we did a business called Thanks for Vaping. We sold that about over a year ago and kind of did the whole transition after the vape apocalypse. So we know what it's like to kind of get all your kind of ducks in a row prior to regulation, and a lot of people have never been through anything that's been regulated. So we did the vape apocalypse, and we transitioned out of like nicotine-based products into CBD-based products, and we're doing them here in San Antonio and in Houston, and it's great.
Speaking of those products, which one of the things on this table is your number one seller?
My number one seller would probably be the gummies. The gummies are all going to be individually infused. When I started getting into the gummy game, I tried a whole bunch of gummies, and I got a whole bunch of ill taste, which is kind of back here, and you're just like, oh, like that doesn't taste like it's like, natural. And a lot of times people would, spray gummies versus inject them. So what we do is we infuse our edibles and our gummies by getting them actually injected and infusing them individually, not spraying on top of them. There's been some pretty bad publicity with other gummies, especially trying to go ahead and cover up, what you're feeling, and they put alcohol in them versus, actual THC or CBD full spectrum products. These are full spectrum gummies, so they do have the underneath the legal limit of 0.3% THC. They're ideally going to be full spectrum, a little bit more kind of all acting around your whole neurological and body. You could definitely feel them. And why don't we just go ahead and try one out so you could kind of get the idea of what I was talking about as far as tasting exactly a good gummy. Try it out.
Tastes like a good gummy bear. But for a second opinion, we also brought one of our newest members of the team who's going to be doing some hosting soon. My sister, Julia.
I guess I'll just stand.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to try these gummies. I have had one other brand of CBD gummies before,
Nice.
and I remember
Pink
there
one is
was
all
like
yours.
there was only like
Pink one.
5 little gummy rings and things. So I appreciate that there's a lot in there.
Yeah, there's 15 in a pack. They're all going to be 10 milligrams each. There's going to be 150 milligrams in a whole pack. I take one for kind of daytime anxiety, and I take 2 at night to get a pretty good restful sleep. As you notice, you could be like even a savage, and you could like try to scarf it down, but you have to chew on it, which is good. So you feel like you're getting like your money's worth. Like, okay, I could taste it. It kind of like bursts in your mouth, get a little lemonade flavor. And that's what we kind of aim for, is that you can at least like enjoy it versus just scarfing it down, you know? So
Can I tell you something though? I love that you can tell that there's CBD oil in it.
yeah, no, for sure.
I definitely love that.
There's no fakeness here, so we try to keep it 100% all the time.
Oh, absolutely. And sis, how's that thing tasting?
It's definitely the best one I've ever had. Yeah,
Okay.
It's really sweet. They're really good. They taste only like gummies. You wouldn't tell that it was a CBD thing unless you were like, you had that refined tongue. You knew the taste. All right. No
Okay,
problem.
we'll bring you back when we need you. Okay, so, sir, what would be the most effective product that you have on this table?
So a couple of years ago, I actually had got into a little not a car accident, but a motorcycle like accident, and I burned the whole side of my leg. Now the whole side of my leg, I lost a lot of skin, and it was really pink and looked raw, like super raw, like kind of like almost pink like this on my leg. And as you can tell, I'm pretty dark or brown as that. So I had a lot of kind of trouble healing back my skin. So what I did was went to a convention, met a lady by the name of Alex, who actually has a body care cream service called Alni, which is body care products out of Colorado. Since then, she's moved to Minnesota, and her partner grow large amounts of medical marijuana, and they help people's lives tremendously. She has endometriosis, which is really painful along like the bladder and also along her pelvis and uterus. So she uses this to self-medicate. So this is going to be a pretty good option as far as like if you have any type of damaged skin cells, you have any type of inflammation. It has arnica, which turns like kind of plays a toll on the pain level, and then the turmeric is going to be an anti-inflammatory. So we went ahead and got with her, and we have exclusivity to Texas with her products, and we went ahead and collabed on a different scent. At the beginning, she had peppermint, eucalyptus, and lavender. Since then, we kind of made some hybrids where we was like, hey, well, I'm gonna do something different. I like the peppermint personally, and I love the eucalyptus. Can we put the peppermint and eucalyptus together and the lavender and eucalyptus together? And then we went ahead and made our own little kind of hybrid brand with her. So that's exactly what it is. This right here is going to be the lavender one. This is probably the most popular one out of all of the salves, and it's one of my favorites, definitely. The peppermint one's going to be like, you know, Mexicanos think that Vicks is like the cure for everything. Like, so this is going to be my like cure for everything Vicks, definitely with the peppermint and a little bit of the eucalyptus. So this is probably my favorite product. Like I said, I used it to kind of help my burn on my leg. I burned it on exhaust while I was riding with shorts on and got into a little accident. This stuff made my skin come all the way back. So it's been perfectly fine. Yeah. So this is definitely my favorite product, and it definitely has helped a lot of other people. I'm 30 years old, and I don't get a lot of pain, but I look at a fucking computer screen like 90% of the time. So what I do is I get a little bit of this, I rub it along my temples, and within a couple of minutes I get rid of my headaches. And I've never been one to take like Advil, aspirin, none of that. Like, I'm so natural, very organic. So I definitely use this when my time gets tough, for sure.
Man, that stuff is fantastic. So you have a lot of products here, and we definitely want to promote all of them. But this video will have to be a two-parter for time reasons. So we'll get back to you right after this.